All right. Good day, yogis. This is Stephen Cheng coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website at simhayoga.com for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My handle for Venmo is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096, and Venmo is my preferred way of payment. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. I am streaming on Instagram and Facebook, and then I also upload the videos onto YouTube. So if your Instagram or your Facebook are a little bit shaky in the audio video, please migrate over to YouTube instead. The audio and video is way better on there. All right, so today's class is basics. Please sit up tall. If your hips are tight, lower back tight, elevate and sitting up on the block. Now, if you're newer to the practice, welcome. If you're working with any injuries, special conditions, or limitations, please be mindful about pulling back a little bit if I'm going a little bit out of your range. So always make some good decisions about not going too far and creating any injuries or perpetuating or creating new injuries. Right? Excuse me. And so please always keep that in mind. Move cautiously. And I give a lot of verbal instructions, and I'm doing the practice basically with you. So you have lots of things to kind of watch. Okay? All right, let's sit up tall, palms spaced up. And the fingers come to Jnana Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. As you ground evenly through your seat, let your shoulders broaden. And with your lips gently touching, start to regulate your breath by breathing only through your nose. And let your inhales even out with your exhales. Three arms together, inhale. Om. 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 Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer on front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for a yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Gatopiwa, Gatopiwa, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Sabahya, Sabahya, Bihyandraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes, palms spaced up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. And take the chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand to the right side. And then the chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center. Drop the left hand. Chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction. Ear to one side. Roll it back. Opposite side. Roll a center. A few more rounds in the same direction. Chin back to center and pause. And then taking the opposite direction. Take back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks and extend the legs forward, separating your feet. And supporting to either side and turning your toes toward each other. And then roll out, draw in, roll out, draw in. Outer rotation, circling. Take back to center, switch them around, inner rotations. And back to center again. Cross your shins, opposite shin on top. Raise the arms up high, extend, exhale, twist to the right. Take it back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. And back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take back to center, other side. And back to center again. Legs forward, forward fold. And take it back to vertical. Take the left leg, extend it to the left corner of the mat. Step the right foot down. Now the legs are roughly 90 degrees, okay? Let's twist to the right. Right hand behind you for support. Left hand to grab the right knee and rotate to the right. Take it back to center. Counter twist to your left. Take it back to center. Pick up the right toe mounds. Reach your right heel further out. Pivot to the heel. Roll the right knee forward. Roll the right knee back. Let's come back to center. Sorry. You want to line up frame your left leg with your hands. Okay? So you're facing forward. Roll the right knee forward. Roll the right knee back. Roll the right knee forward. Roll the right knee back. Roll forward. Roll back. Roll forward, roll back. One more, roll forward, roll back. Stay rolling back. Press your left hand down to your floor, and then gently press your right thigh away, encouraging openness of the inner right thigh into the hip crease, in toward the groin. And start to release. Take the right heel back, and the legs are roughly 90 degrees. Left hand to the floor, right arm is up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently making your way forward. With your right hand, grab the inside of the foot. Re-lengthen the spine. Make sure that you're not reaching forward with the chin, but instead, the spine is neutral. You're looking slightly forward and down. And then take it forward into the forward fold. Now, if you're very tight in the hamstrings, tight in the lower back, you might be high up this way. That's okay, right? So you're gonna take the right hand anywhere along the right leg, and then just gently pull against the right leg and encourage a little bit more lengthiness and forward folding. So just try not to round the spine and shrug your shoulders. Always come back to a neutral spine. All right, start to release. Keep the legs as they are and twist to the right. And then to the best of your abilities, take the left hand to the inside of the left leg, reach your right arm up and overhead, and then slide the left arm out and taking it into a side bend. Now, if you're not very flexible going to the side, that's okay. Maybe you're just high up like this. This is perfectly fine to be. Right? If you have a little more range, it might be a little bit more. So all depends on your flexibility. All right, start to come back up again. Keep the legs as they are, and then twist to the right. And take it back to center. Carry the right leg forward, and the right heel angles off to the right corner of the mat. Step the left foot down, and again, remeasure about 90 degrees with your legs. Left hand to the floor behind you. Wrap the right arm around your left knee and twist. Now keep in mind, for those of you who have pretty tight hips, and sitting on the floor and trying to lengthen through the spine is difficult. If you have a block, right, it's always A very good option to sit up on a block to do all these poses. All right, so I'll demonstrate on this side with this. And then take it back to center, counter twist to the right side. All right, so you can elevate with a block if you have a block, a blanket, a towel, or a thick book, right? It just has to be a sturdy book. All right, so come back to center. Reach your left foot further out and then pivot to the heel. So you're standing on the heel of the foot. Frame your hands over the right leg. You're going to roll that left knee forward and back. Okay, so roll the left knee forward, roll the left knee back. So you're going for hip rotation. Roll forward, roll back, roll forward, roll back, roll forward, roll back, roll forward, roll back. Keep rolling back and gently press your left thigh away, giving you a little bit more extension through the inner left hip, the hip crease, and your groin. And start to release, come back up, and take the left leg, left foot back behind you, and you'll end up with roughly, again, 90 degrees. Right hand to your floor, left arm is up, and forward fold, grabbing the foot. Re-lengthen your spine, and then take it forward with lengthiness of the spine. So anytime you're taking a forward fold, right, try to avoid rounding and shrugging, right? So we do not want this. If you don't have a lot of flexibility, even if you are high up like this, right? If you're not very flexible, you're going to feel it, right? Even with a very little with a little of change of angle of the torso moving forward, you're going to feel the stretch to your lower back. You're going to feel it to your hamstrings, right? So it is perfectly okay if the angle in which you're taking is a little less than someone who's a little bit more flexible. It is more about your sensation based on your flexibility, whatever you can handle, right? So if you can handle only this far, and you're really feeling it to your lower back and to your hamstrings, that's all we're looking for, right? You don't have to go that far, right? Better to do this with integrity of the spine and the awareness of your alignment than to try to do this, right? This does nothing for you, okay? This, on the other hand, far better, okay? All right, taking that, and then side bending, sorry. Rotate to your left. And then side bending over the right leg. So take the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Now, you need your right hand to touch down to the floor, like this, to support, then take it, rather than pressing to the inside of the foot. Whatever support structure you need. Raise your left arm up and over the left ear. Right? So to the point that you can manage the side bend, right? So that, again, depends all on your flexibility. If you're high up like this, then that's perfectly fine if you're feeling for the hip opening and the side stretch. Now, furthermore, if your shoulders are tight, you may not be able to get the arm over the ear like this, right? You might have to go sideways instead. This will give you still some of that opening, extension, mobility in the shoulder that we're looking for, but we're working with your level of flexibility, right? So in time, as you keep taking this pose again over and over, and also adding on to other poses, you might start to get to the point where you can take the full extension of the arm over the ear. All right, start to take it back, all the way back to center. Carry your left foot forward, and then coming off your blocks. Actually, if you want to stay on your blocks, you can stay on your blocks. We're going to forward fold. Now, just keep in mind that because your knees, your back of the legs are off the floor, you might end up hyperextending and pressing too far and locking into the knees, right? So try not to do that. But chances are, because if your hamstrings are tight, you're not going to be able to lengthen that much anyway. So you're going to naturally bend a little bit. So just make sure that if you are able to fully extend, that in this position, you do not hyperextend and press too far down. Keep the slightest bending of the knees, and that will keep your knee joints safe. We'll take a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach forward, grabbing your foot, your ankles, or your shins, whatever you can hold on to. And again, always re-lengthen the spine, neutral spine. And then gently make your way forward. So again, right, this forward fold with the integrity of the lengthiness, right, is way better than this. right? This really does nothing for you. This is going to add to your flexibility, one incremental practice at a time. All right, make your way back up. Bend your knees and swing the legs back behind you for down dog. Pedaling out the legs and walking it out side to side. So your hands are about shoulders width, fingers widespread. You're pointing your middle fingers or your index fingers straight forward. And that depends on your comfort level on your shoulders, right? So play with that a little bit. But you do want shoulders width with your hands. Your feet are about hips width, right? And hips width roughly means about a fist distance between your feet, okay? And start to pedal out the legs, walk it out side to side. All right, take it back to down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands and ground the back heel down for warrior one. On the exhale, open it up for warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Right hand inside the foot, left arm up to the sky. You can modify with the right arm to top of the right leg if your hips are really tight or your lower back really tight, and touching down to the floor is rather difficult. Inhale, take it back up, reverse warrior. Come back to vertical, lengthen out the right leg, triangle, tip the left hip back, reach your right hand further forward. The right hand touching all the way down to the floor if you have that range of motion. If that's difficult because your hamstrings are tight, take the right hand to top of the shin, a little higher if you're even less flexible, a little bit lower if you have a little bit more in you, right? So whatever you need to support, right? And if, of course, if you have a block, you can take the hand to a block, to the inside of the leg. All right, on the inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse triangle, bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank. Inhale one breath, exhale lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage, elbows drawn back. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Right, so with your elbows drawn back, you're engaging the upper back and spreading the front of the chest. Your belly and your ribs are to the floor. Press into your hands. Lift up a little higher. This time your belly and ribs away from the floor. Elbows are still deeply bent. Heart is still opening. Press into your hands. Lengthen out the arms even more. Now, if you have the full extension of your arms, take it. If you still need to bend your elbows, bend your elbows. But you're a little higher. So this is probably the highest you can go for now. And this is your Bhujangasana, your cobra. And take it all the way down, child's pose. Lift the seat. Draw the seat toward the heels and fold forward. Press strongly into your hands. Resist with your hands. And then draw the seat toward the heels and stretching the lower back, opening of the hips. All right, take it all the way back, down dog. Inhale, raise your left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward, back heel comes down, warrior one, arms up high. On the exhale, open it up, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, left arm reaching up and back, support with the right hand to the right leg. Exhale, side angle, right? If you have the range of motion, left hand directly to the floor. Or take the arm to top of the left leg and raise your right arm up. So this is your side angle, modified position, full position. Inhale, take back up, reverse warrior. Come back to the vertical position, lengthen out the left leg, triangle, tip the right hip back, reach your left hand forward. The hand, again, directly to the floor for the full position, or hand anywhere along the shins. A little higher, a little bit lower, right arm up. Now, for those of you with blocks, you're taking it to the inside of the foot, right arm up. So you want to look for a vertical line. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee. Hands to the floor, left foot stepping back. And again, lower all the way down to the belly. Hands alongside the rib cage, elbows drawn back. As you draw the shoulders back, engage your upper back by kissing your shoulder blades toward each other. And that spreads the front of the chest. Press into your hands, baby cobra. So you're lifting the upper back. Your belly and your lower ribs are still on the floor. Press into your hands. Lift up a little higher. Belly and ribs away from the floor. Elbows are still deeply bent. Press into your hands. Lift up even higher. Cobra pose. Fullest extension of your arms. You might still be bending at the elbows. That is fine. And slowly lower down. Now use the resistance of the hands pressing to the floor to take you back into child's pose. So press the hands down. Reach your seat back as deeply toward the heels as possible, and then you can immediately feel the stretch of the glutes and the lower back. And then let the head release, and then you'll feel the upper back. Right, you see, and do you feel how that child's pose is so much deeper and more effective than if you just kind of like come into the forward fold without any resistance? You tend to kind of come maybe only about 3/4 of the way, and then you just kind of very loosey-goosey relax into it, right? So then that way you're really not getting the lower back stretch, you're not getting the glute stretch. However, you press into your hands and then reach your seat toward the heels, everything feels different. All right, let's take it back to down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. Draw the right knee in toward the nose as you shift your shoulders over your wrists, vertical line with the arms. Lift high up on your left tiptoes, round the spine, draw the nose in toward the knee in toward the nose. So everything is very rounded. On the inhale, kick the right heel up again, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands, ground the back heel down, warrior one. So once you have your arms up, let's check your alignment. Your right toes are pointing straight forward, which means the inside of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Bend the right knee over the heel, vertical line once again, strong into your quads. Ground the back heel down and your toes are slightly turned out at an angle. So your foot is turned out. Really press into the outer foot, outer heel, so that you can activate the inner leg. So when you press your foot to the outer heel, then the inner leg really gets activated up the left leg. So this is your warrior one. On the exhale, open it up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle again. Right hand to the inside of the foot or elbow to the knee, your choice. Then this time, left palm facing down, reach forward, extended side angle. Now with this extended side angle, let's move the arm a little bit in an arcing direction. So reach your left hand out to the left side and then slightly behind you. Out to the left side and overhead. So for those of you with tight shoulders, right, this kind of arcing action is what you're looking for to test for your deep range of motion, all right? So let's do that two more times. Out to left side, slightly behind you. Out to left side and overhead. How far can you go? Out to left side, behind you. Out to left side, overhead. Let's take that into half bind. Wrap the left hand back behind you. Your palms are facing away from you. Press the top of the hand to the lower back. Then lean into the inner right leg if you have the hand to the floor. Stack your shoulders one into the other, and then lean the upper torso back. Use the resistance of the left hand behind you to help you stack your shoulders, and then gently looking up. Now, for those of you with necks that are kind of tight and looking up like this is not comfortable, you can go ahead and look down. It's a lot easier for your neck. So there's a lot of stuff happening here already. If it's tight for your neck to look up in this way, then look down instead. All right, let's break. Inhale, come all the way back up. Reverse warrior, stretch out your right side. Lengthen out the right leg, extended triangle. Tip the left hip back, right hand forward. So again, same thing. Hand to the shin for modification, hand to the floor if you have the full expression. The left palm to face down and reach forward at an angle. So this is your extended side angle, left side stretch, right? So this time, let's take circles instead of arcing. You're gonna take the left arm up, back, down, and forward. Up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, and forward into a half bind. Left arm up and behind you. And again, press the top of the hand to the lower back. Lean the upper torso back. Stack your shoulders one over the other. And then lean the head back as well as you look up. And again, if looking up is difficult, look down instead. It's much easier for you now. All right, let's come back up. Inhale. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale all the way down to the belly. Sphinx pose. Walk your hands forward. Lower your forearms. Once you have your forearms down, grab opposite elbows. That's how you measure out your shoulders width. Then take the arms to the floor, forearms to the floor, parallel to each other. Press your palms down, press your elbows down. Press your lower ribs and your belly down, and that will help you lengthen the lower back. And then with that action, press into your arms again to lift your chest. When you lift your chest, the gaze is also slightly looking forwards and downwards. Sphinx pose. Keep your toes pointing back and your legs are still active. All right, so take the next few breaths here. So in the next few breaths, I really want you to look internally. Feel for the sensation to your lower back. All right, so I want you to think about, okay, your glutes. Right? Chances are some of you are kind of activating your glutes and squeezing a little bit. I want you to let that go. Let it go. Then from the release of your glutes, think about your pubis, your pubic bone, the front of the hips, just making more contact toward the floor as you feel for the sacrum pressing downwards. So the sacrum is the base of the spine, right? Think about that getting really heavy and helping you to press down. Now with that action, I want you to think about the belly and the lower ribs pressing down, right? As if you can move your organs downwards. Notice how that releases your lower back a little bit. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes what happens is if you squeeze your glutes a little bit, if let's say in particular, if you point the toes back really strongly, you squeeze your glutes, then the pubis kind of like picks up a little bit, right? So if you think about releasing your glutes, let everything get heavy and flatten toward the floor. You'll feel the release of all of that. I understand that maybe as beginners, those are like sensations and feelings that are kind of like difficult to gauge and difficult to kind of decipher, right? So do the best you can. I'm hoping to use language that is pretty simple for you to kind of understand and execute, right? So hopefully in time, if we keep doing work like this, every time you understand a little bit deeper what I'm trying to achieve, and then eventually once you hit it, right? Once you get it, you're like, all this time I've been listening and trying, and now I really get it. So, right? Everything takes a little bit of time, especially the subtle work. All right, let's start to break. To come out of the pose, you want to move the elbows outwardly so you can release the upper back. Let's make a pillow with your hands and turn the cheek to the right side and rest your cheek to the floor. Back to center, turn the cheek to the left side and rest your cheeks to the floor. Come back to center. Now, when we go to child's pose, make sure you go slow. Okay? Walk your hands in, press into your hands, start to lift the chest, lift the hips, nice and slow. Because you are in that kind of relaxed state for a while, now to come, and it actually, we started with a back bend and then we started to release, right? So to come out of that and to come into the forward fold is kind of demanding. So you gotta make sure that when you go from deep back bends or forward bends into the opposite direction, you have to take your time. All right? Down dog. Inhale, left heel up. On the exhale, left knee in toward the nose. As you draw the knee in toward the nose, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Come high up on your right tiptoes. Lift the upper back toward the sky as you round the spine. Knee in toward the nose in toward the knee, and round everything. Inhale, kick the left heel up, re-extend, and step the left foot forward. Warrior one, arms up high. So again, checking your warrior one alignment. Left toes point straight forward so that the inside of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Line up the left knee over the heel, vertical line. Ground through the back heel. Now even press more strongly to the outside of the foot and outside of the heel to the point that you feel like the inner heel or the arch of the foot is feeling lighter. Okay? So really press the outer foot down. Inner arch feels like it's lifting, but it's not actually lifting by that much. It's very minute. And with that action, you're actually getting more stretch, more openness, more extension to the inner right thigh. Right? So feel for it. Release that, and then really press through the outer heel. Notice that activation to the inner right thigh, right? So that's what we're looking for here. Open it up, warrior two, reverse warrior. Extended side angle, left hand inside of the foot, elbow to the knee for modification, and the right palm facing down and reaches forward. Right side extension. All right, so let's arc your right arm out to right side and then slightly behind you. Out to right side, overhead. And this is where you start to feel for your range of motion, right? For those of you with tight shoulders. Out to side and behind you. Out to side and overhead. One more time. Out to right, behind you. Out to right, overhead, and stay. Into half bind, right arm up and behind you. Press the top of the right hand to the floor, stack your shoulders, retract your right shoulder back. Press your left tricep to the inner left knee, inner left leg if you can, if you have the hand to the floor. If not, that's okay. Press your arm down to the top of the leg and then stack. Either is fine. All right, release, come up, reverse warrior, lengthen out the left leg, extended triangle. Tip the right hip back, reach your left hand forward. Again, hand to the floor, hand to anywhere along the shin, hand to a block. Your choice. Right palm facing down, extend it forward, extended triangle. This time, we'll take big circles with the right arm. Reach up, back, down, and forward. Up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, and forward. Extended triangle with a half bind. Right hand behind you. Now use the top of the right hand, press into your lower back. Lean the upper torso back in space to stack your shoulders, looking upwards. If this is tough for your neck, again, looking downwards is a great way to kind of modify that pose. Release, take it back up, reverse triangle, bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back, lower all the way down to the belly. All right, so let's take that Sphinx pose again. All right, reaching the arms forward, forearms down, grab opposite elbows to measure out the shoulders width. Palms to flat. All right, press your hands and your forearms down, press your pubis, the front of the hips, press your belly, press your lower ribs to the floor, reach your toes back and extend. Now, once you have all of that, isolate your glutes and just release it. All right, just let it go. Try not to activate. Then think about your belly. Let that sink down, sink in. Your ribs, lower ribs, let that sink in. Right? Do you feel that subtle extension? I do. Press your forearms down, and with your forearms pressing down, lift the upper back. Now the gaze is not straight down to the floor, but is forward from you a little bit down. So look internally. Feel for that lower back. Right, so this is a really nice way, especially for beginners, right, or people with less mobility, to take a back bend in a very supportive way. Oftentimes, right, in our yoga practice, depending on your level of practice, when you take back bending, right, you're taking a pose, and it's usually pretty active. You're doing something active for your back bend. Here, in this back bend, you're taking a middle back bend. Your arms are there to support you. If your arms are in the right place, other than your arms pressing down, there isn't that much really happening with your arms and your shoulders to help you stay in the shape, right? Yeah, you're not very strongly pressing down to lift your chest. You're just kind of here, right? So this is a great way to maintain a very accessible back bend, right? And doing a lot of good for the back bending. Right? So often we hunch over way too much. We need more back bending. And starting to release. So you're going to press into your hands and move your elbows outwards so that you can release your upper back. All right, so let's make pillows with the hands again. But this time, let's take the forehead down. So you're neutral in your spine. And this time, let the chest also sink deeper toward the floor. All right, do you feel your mid-back just releasing there? You know what? Let's take an extension here as well. It feels really good to do this here. You're going to lift the head. Walk your torso slightly over to the right side. So lining up your torso roughly toward the corner of the mat on the right side. Support with your right forearm down. Left hand. You're on your fingertips. Crawl the left fingertips forward and toward the right side. So you're getting a really nice left side stretch through your left shoulder. If you want to release your forehead, you can release your forehead to your right arm. Just keep the left underside of your arm lifting away from the floor. Keep crawling the left fingertips outwardly and toward the right side. And then your left arm, left shoulder, left shoulder blade is getting a very nice extension. All right, let's release, walk it back in. And then take it to the other side. Angle your torso toward the left corner of the mat. Left arm comes down for support. Reach your right arm out. So you're on your fingertips. Crawl the right fingertips out. Right? Feel the underside of your right arm lifting as you crawl your fingertips out. Right? So think, suction cups with your fingers, right? Grip the fingertips to the floor and crawl it outwardly. If you want to rest your forehead, go ahead. And so by resting your forehead, you're allowing certain parts of your body to release and relax as you take other parts of the bodies to activate. All right, crawl it back in. Take it back to center. Now, again, be very slow and deliberate in making your way into child's pose. We've been very neutral on the lower back all this time with back bending, right? All right, gently lift up. Right? Resist with your hands. Press your seat back toward the heels, nice and actively. Oh, that feels amazing to me. And then once you get a very nice extension from the seat toward the heels and you're getting the seat closer toward the heels, then go ahead and relax your head. Your arms and your shoulders are still very active here, right? And your seat strongly drawing toward the heels. All right. Start to make your way back up and down dog. Walk your feet forward toward your hands, nice and slow. All right, keeping your knees bent, hands stay on the floor for support. Now bend the knees, let the seat drop a little bit. When you come up off the pose, lift the head and the upper back, so think a neutral spine. Shift away back toward your heels. And through the strength of the legs, carry your weight up into a standing position. Come to the front of the mat, stepping on the left foot. Pick up the right knee, take tree pose. Sole of the right foot to the inner left leg. So try to go above the knee joint if you can, below the knee joint if your hips are tight and it's really throwing off your balance. Once you have your balance, take the arms up and out into a wide position. I like to take my fingers in Dhyana Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. All right. Start to take the arms back up, draw the right knee forward, step the right foot down, and walk it out side to side. All right, come back to stillness, second side. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Open up the knee to left side. So of the right foot, inner left, so of the left foot, inner right leg. Above the knee joint or below the knee joint. Hands together in prayer, arms up and out. And so balance requires quietness of your breath and quietness of your mind. So keep the gaze at a fixed point. All right, let's start to break. Arms up, draw the left knee forward, step the left foot down, and again, walk it out side to side. Come back to Tadasana, standing mountain pose, feet together, knees together. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee. Let's twist. Right? So left hand to the right knee. Now look at the alignment of the right knee with the right hip. Try to keep the right knee shooting straight forward from the hip. Try not to let the knee go wide or in. Right? Reach your right arm back and twisting from there. Keep the gaze looking forwards and downwards. And then once you have the deepest twist, you're feeling pretty steady. If you want to look to the side or behind you, then go ahead. And square back to center. Release your right foot down. Walk it out side to side. All right, second side. Stepping on the right foot, pick up the left. Right hand to your left knee. Make sure that the left knee lines up with the hip, shooting straight forward. Left arm reaching back in space. So keep the gaze looking forwards and downwards, keeping the alignment of that left leg. The twist can happen without you looking at all. Once you have your deepest twist, if you then want to challenge your balance by looking to the side or behind you, go ahead. Square back to center, step the left foot down, walk it out side to side. All right, come back to stillness. Inhale, raise the arms up high. Exhale, bending at the knees, take the hands down, step the right foot back, hands flat. Step the left foot back, down dog. Inhale, left heel up. Step the left foot forward, crescent moon. Right knee comes down to the floor. Right? Extra padding to your right knee if you need it for cushioning. Walk your hands to top of the thighs, and then lunge your hips forward. Get into the stretch of the quads, into the hips. Hands supporting to your thighs. Lean the upper torso back and the belly making space away from the thigh. And then gently looking up at a slight angle. All right, so this is the arching of your spine. Now, if you want to take the arms up and back into the full expression of your crescent moon, this is where you are. Venus Mudra with the arms reaching up and back. Now, if your arms reaching back past your ears, that's too tight for your shoulders. Straight up is okay. Arms forward is okay as well. If the arms together is still tough for you, arms can be wider, right? There can be a range of widths, right? So whatever works for you. All right, or maybe even the hands to your thighs and just stay here and just lunge. This feels quite nice for the hip opening as well. You don't have to add the arms reaching up and back. 3 more deep breaths here. All right, start to release. Hands to the floor, half split. Tuck the right toes under. Shift your hips over the right knee. So you want to end up with the right thigh bone that is vertical. Flex your left foot, hands supporting to either side of the left leg. Re-lengthen your spine here, and then hinge at the hips, draw forward. Do the best you can to lengthen the back of the left leg, right? So if your hamstrings are tight, you might only be here. That is okay. Just keep supporting with your hands and think about lengthening out the legs a little bit more every time. So try not to fight too hard. When you fight too hard, the muscles react and they actually get tighter. Just kind of breathe into it and be patient in allowing the incremental movements to happen so that you can get a better and better extension for the back of the leg. And eventually, hopefully, you'll get to full extension, but at the same time, keep the slightest bend so you don't lock into your knee joints. All right, step the left foot back to the floor, walk your hands slightly further forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. So now you're in a low lunge. Let's twist. Right hand stays down to the floor. Now let's check the alignment. Left knee should be vertical over the left heel. Right shoulder should be vertical over the right arm. So roughly the measurement should be about a foot apart. Right? Then keeping all the alignment, rotating at the spine to raise your left arm up to twist. Again, if you can't go that far, a little bit off to the side is fine. So what you do want is right arm vertical, left shin vertical. Oftentimes when we twist, what happens is, I'll give you a front view. What happens is when we twist your left, we go like this, right? Completely off. So we don't want that. We want it to be vertical, vertical, and the twist happens from the spine. All right, take the left hand back down, ground the palms, and raise your left leg back up. 3-legged dog, pigeon. Take the left knee in toward the nose and land that shin to the floor. Left knee, left thigh, angles out to side, 30 to 45 degrees. Inch your right knee further back to lower your seat, untuck the toes. Walk your hands back, level out the hips, elongate through the spine. Once you measure this out and you're feeling pretty good, now you're ready to take it forward. All right, once you get into your pigeon, think about gravity and breath, softness, heaviness, to kind of let you sink into the pose. All right, let's walk it back in. Lift the elbows up, walk your hands back in. Tuck the back toes, and gently press it back to your down dog, and then walking it out, side to side. All right, back to stillness in your down dog. Second side, right leg up, crescent moon. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Left knee comes down, untucking your back toes. Walk your hands, top of the thighs, lift the torso. Lunge your hips forward. When you get to your deepest lunge, I want you to take right knee over the right heel, vertical line with your shin. Make sure that the right heel is pressing down for support. As you lunge forward, press your hands into your thighs, lean the upper torso back, but also think about your belly away from the thighs, gently looking up at an angle. Once you have that, arms up, Venus Mudra. If you have the range of motion, arms are behind the ears, or they can be straight up or forward. Hands can be wider as well. All of those are very good options. And then if you want to just come back with your hands to top of the thighs and just be in a supportive position for your crescent moon, that's perfectly fine. This is just the energy moving forwards and downwards through your hips. And then if you're adding on the back bend, pressing your hands to the top of the thighs with that resistance, lean the upper torso back, and then you're getting that back bend. All right, let's begin to break. Hands to either side of the right foot. Tuck the left toes under. You're going to shift your hips back over your left knee. You want a vertical left thigh bone. Flex your right foot. Support with your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Keep the right leg extended as fully as possible as you make your way forward into forward fold. So think about, again, neutral spine. Try not to round. Try not to overarch. Neutral. Let the legs do the work. The spine is there as part of the structure. And step the right foot back down. Frame your right foot with your hands. Now, start thinking about the placement of your left hand. It should be about a foot to the left of the right foot. So that now, when you tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, you're in a low lunge. Left hand stays to the floor, vertical left arm, right knee, right over the right heel, vertical right shin, rotating at the spine, reach the right arm up to twist. So look up to see that the right arm is straight up. Look down to make sure that the left arm, right shin are both vertical. Right? So this is your twisted lunge. And take the right hand down again. Kick the right leg up, three-legged dog, pigeon. Right knee in toward the nose. Land the shin to the floor. Pointed toe position. Right knee, right thigh angles out to the side. Inch your left knee further back. Elongate through the spine by walking back. And then take it forward. And again, think about surrendering to gravity. Think heaviness. You have about 3 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, walk your hands back in. Tuck the left toes under. Press it right back to the down dog. Walk it out side to side. All right, once you're feeling pretty neutral and you're ready, walk your feet forward toward your hands. Take the seat down, extend the legs forward. Reclining back, use your hands to either side of you. Use your hands supporting the torso, sliding the hands out, helping you take some of the weight of the torso. So you can easily lower onto your back. Left arm stays out to a T, left knee comes in. Right hand to left knee to twist. So you're rolling to the outer right leg, outer right hip, so that you can twist to the right. And take it back to center. Switch legs, switch arms, and twist to the left. And take it back to center again. Hug both knees in. And step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward. Shavasana for relaxation. Toes are gently turned out. Palms are facing up. Eyes are closed. Let everything go. Begin to draw the breath back in and start to move the fingers and the toes. Reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. Rolling over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Even seat, lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Om. Hands together in prayer. Bowing forward, sealing in the practice. Come up. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for sharing the practice with me today. I really appreciate your time. All right, my name is Stephen Chang. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096. Classes are $10 and $5 if you're having a difficult time. Please do the best you can. Please also share with your friends, right? Let people know classes are happening. Also, I am reopening. We reopened already. So if you are looking to do an in-studio class in Jersey City, please go to my website, and there is a waiver that you do need to download, sign, e-sign, or actually sign, and send that back to me, letting me know what time slot you would like to take, and then I will reply back confirming if you have a spot. I am social distancing, so there are only a few spots I can have here. So please make sure you pre-register for class. All right, thank you again. Be well, take care. I will see you soon.